Let's see. What is going on for Leo? Frida, what is your deal, Frida? What's going on with Frida? What's going on with Frida? Here we go. Okay, guys. All right. So the message here, turn inwards. I am my own muse. I am the subject I know best. The subject I want to know better. The meaning of turn inward is the spirit of the artist and seeker is with you. And it knows that it can be scary to look within, as we often carry old experiences, emotions, and traumas in our body. So this is definitely about some kind of trauma, y'all. It is. It really is. This card is inviting you to learn that these places aren't unlovable or invaluable. Your differences and wounds hold diamonds, and they are ready to be mined. In a world that teaches us distraction, outer pleasure seeking, and no bad vibes, okay, we can lose track of the beauty and complexity of our human experience. Your emotions aren't going to hurt you. In fact, facing them and feeling them is what's going to set you free. You are being asked to take the time to get to know yourself, Leo. Let outer distractions fall away. Where you come from, your family, and your lineage are all very important. Are there ways that you can better understand and honor your ancestors? Whether you feel it or not, they are reaching out to support you at this time. Learn about them. Discover your favorite qualities of your ancestors and know those strengths also lie within you. So a little bit about Frida. Somebody here could be Mexico City, or Mexico could be significant in somebody's lineage or where they're from or where their family's from. Born in Mexico City, Mexico, this artistic soul became an eternal icon of the global art world. Somebody here could be a creative. While on a clear and promising trajectory to become a doctor, that could be significant for someone, Frida was badly injured in a traffic accident, which left her in a full body cast and bedridden for months. To help her kill the time and distract herself from the pain, her parents strongly encouraged her to practice her childhood hobbies of drawing and painting. Prior to her accident, she had no intention of becoming an artist. So this is about somebody here who found their artistry through trauma. It was a spiritual gift that saved them after going through trauma, and that, for me, I can hold true to that. Like, I had been through trauma, and it doesn't matter what timeline. You can get your spiritual gift before you end up facing your trauma as well, because that's what you're going to need to lean on. I had like a spinal fusion, major surgery, and they forgot to put any pain medication in my IV because they were supposed to give me a, what's it called? The thing that people get when they're giving birth to numb themselves, y'all. What is it called again? An epidural. The doctor couldn't get it to work or do it for me for some reason. And he forgot to relay to the nurses, hey, you're going to have to put some Dilaudid in her IV or some morphine or whatever it is. Didn't tell them. So I woke up screaming, literally like bloody murder. So picture this, y'all. They crushed parts of my bones. They put 3 rods and screws in my back underneath the muscle in my lower spine. And that I woke up on nothing. So picture that, okay? I could have died. I was rushed to ICU. I blacked out. My body I went into shock. And it was a horrible experience. And if I didn't have my music, y'all. And there's been a lot of stuff that I've been through. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because it's not for pity. I'm so proud of myself. You have no idea. Like, oh my God, I'm a warrior, y'all. And I want you to be too. Because life is painful. But it's also very beautiful. And art is what saves you. Art is to be valued. Art, your creative expression, your unique expression, however your energy, however you use it to co-create or put back and not just consume and take. However you use that energy in that positive way, that's beautiful. And somebody here, I feel like, because they haven't faced their trauma, they've also buried their own unique expression and other people's. Well, I had to get surgery when I was 17. There was a vertebrae that was slipping, and it was causing like a severe pelvic tilt, and it was it was rubbing against the nerves. So there was a possibility that I would go paralyzed from the waist down if I didn't get the surgery. And they actually wanted to wait as long as possible, but sadly it kept slipping every year, more and more and more, from the age of 9 to 16. And they're like, I'm sorry, but by the x-rays we can't wait anymore, because they wanted me, you know, your bones are still growing, y'all. They wanted my bones to grow as much as possible before interfering. And unfortunately, I didn't have a choice. I was met with a decision when I was just a teenager. I was very scared. I was so scared. And I had every reason to be. Even though they comforted me and said, no, don't worry, honey. You're going to wake up the first day not feeling anything. You're going to get an epidural. It's going to be fine. No, bitch, it wasn't fine. It was the most horrifying. I should have trusted my intuition then. I should not have gone in. But I didn't know anything about intuition at 16, y'all. And that should have been my you would have thought that would have been the lesson, to always trust my intuition, but no, it was so traumatizing that I didn't even actually realize that till just now sharing this with you. Holy shit. Like, I should have listened to my intuition then. And that just wow, I just got my ass kicked right now. It's funny. That should have been the lesson then, to follow my intuition. But I didn't. And I went through more traumas throughout life, that if I had listened to my intuition, I could have saved myself a lot of grief. If I had faced my pain sooner, if I had faced my shadow sooner, I could have saved myself a lot of grief, and I would have chosen me first. And that's how you choose your intuition, is when you choose yourself and you have like, you're certain about who you are. And it's through my creativity that I found out who I was the most. And there's certain people in this world that see people that are creative and beautiful and they hate on it, but they have no idea what that person has been through to deserve that. That could be their saving grace, for all you know. That could be what God gave them to level it out for them, because they went through something like I went through. And that's just one of the things I've been through. So the point is that the quicker you can turn inward, the quicker you're going to have a happy life, y'all. And somebody here isn't happy. They've been in a cage. They've been destructive. They've been angry. They've been unfairly treating others because they haven't claimed their own energy, because they haven't dived into it. Yeah, I'm very solid now. It's going to take quite a bit to rattle me, y'all. It's like, I really mean that. I've done it all now, I think. I mean, there's always more to learn, but I've done the psychology, I've done the trauma, I've done the failed relationships, I've done it all. I've done the choosing, empathy over my intuition. I've done it all, and trust me, I've learned it. You get to a point where you get brought to your knees, and you give it to God and surrender. And it's when I did that 2 years ago, after my ex ghosted me, I couldn't take anymore. I couldn't take any more trauma. I couldn't do it anymore. Like, literally, when I say that, I mean, if I can't prevent what I can at least prevent and can control, like saving myself from ending up with like a narcissist, for instance, that's going to just traumatize me and leave me in shambles, or somebody that is unhealed and just going to hurt me because they're unhealed. Okay, whatever. It's the same thing basically. I mean, I guess not every time, but the point is that it gets to the point where you realize you can't, your nervous system can't anymore. And it's to the point where it feels like life or death. Either I get a hold on my energy and I learn to protect myself, or I'm going to die. And I would rather that. I choose that because I can't do this anymore. That's what I'm talking about. It gets to that point. Or you just live life out as a miserable, empty shell, as somebody that isn't you. Which is the same thing. I'd rather be dead. Okay? Yeah, and it is very chilling. It is. And y'all, connecting to source was the best thing that I ever did. And as much as my ex hurt me, I don't personalize it because I'm connected to source. Because he saved me in a way. He may help me. He helped guide me quicker to another purpose of mine, which is this channel. And everything happens for a reason. But if you don't pay attention to the signs and you don't allow yourself to feel as a human, that's the whole point of the human experience. You're given higher intelligence and emotional intelligence for a reason. If you don't use that or expand on that or listen to that or make decisions based on those things and just logic and just intellectualizing, and you're just a disconnected person, I'm sorry, but personally I'd rather just not do the human experience. Because coming from a person who knows both sides, the dark and the light, and I'm talking real dark, like there was no light. I had to believe that there was at the end of the tunnel, even though there was no light. I couldn't see it. I didn't know for sure if it was there. I didn't know for sure if I'd ever get there to it. But I chose to believe that I would. And my art helped the shit out of me. Okay, my art saved my ass. And it, in turn, has literally saved others. I've gotten people that have messaged me saying that your song, Fly Low, I played at my son's funeral. I've gotten messages from people that have gotten tattoos of my lyrics. And oh my God, so many of those songs came from the most painful moments of my life. And all I did was share and transmute it. But look at what it has done for others. Look at what this community has done. So you facing your pain is you being a hero, not only for yourself, not only for your ancestors, not only for your family, but for everybody who interacts with you and experiences you. So to me, it's a duty. Otherwise, you don't deserve to be here. If you can't find that strength somewhere in you, what's the point? And I pray for you. I want you to, please connect to source. Somebody's got to connect to source so they can follow their heart. It'll change everything about their life. The anger isn't going to run you anymore. You're going to know how to express yourself. And anger is a normal reaction. Like, you're allowed to have anger. Maybe you grew up in a place where you weren't allowed to express your anger and you had every reason to be angry. Love holds space for that. So if you didn't get that love as a child and you notice somebody that does role model that energy, instead of hating on it, embrace that shit, celebrate it so that you can learn it, so that you can be that way too. I'm telling you, I've walked the darkness, I've been to hell and back, I've ran it, and I've survived. Multiple times. I've almost died at least 20 times in my life. I'm talking for real. Like, almost died. Traumatic experiences. Okay? And I never do because I'm protected. It's crazy, y'all. Like, God really wants me to complete some missions here. Okay? So if you've been saved from the the abyss of hell, okay? Like, if you somehow you have made your way through, there's a reason. You are important, okay? And you're protected, and you just need to see that and see the signs and see what it means. Because, see, I was so traumatized and in pain by my surgery that the last thing I would have ever thought about is, oh, I should have trusted my intuition. No, dude, I didn't even realize that till just sharing this with you. Oh my God. That's what was trying to be shown to me, that I should have listened to my intuition. But what happened was the surgery got moved up out of nowhere. It was supposed to be like 3 months out, but somebody canceled, and they called my mother and they're like, hey, we can actually move the surgery up a few months. And it was all rushed. It was all rushed. And that's another lesson that I'm learning just now, sharing with you right now too. I'm getting it now. Okay. Nothing should be rushed. If it feels rushed, don't do it. Don't do it. Unless it's something you've been working for your whole life and finally you get that call. If it feels rushed, wait. If it feels reckless, wait. If your intuition is screaming fear, and it's not like the other times, or like, and everybody's telling you have to do it, no, you don't. Kick and scream if you have to. Be like me as a psycho and, you know, grab the closest kitchen knife and say, hey, don't come towards me. I need space. I'm serious. Because, like, if I was about to be hit or something, y'all, I was a weird kid. I couldn't handle certain things when I was a child. And because I was such a sweet person and nobody understood me, and it was very miserable because I was an undiagnosed autistic and psychic, and I had nobody to share that world with, so I created one in my head. And it was called Zukaya. And I guess there's a Leo that needs to hear this, because I don't usually share like this. And I have no shame in doing so. I'm just wondering why. There's obviously a reason. And it's actually opening my eyes up to some lessons now, because looking back on the past, right now in this moment. If I would have been older, I would have realized, no, this is rushed. I don't care. I'm going to take the risk because I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Something's off. I'm too scared. Like, and if I would have just done that, I wouldn't be so afraid of surgery or going under that I don't even get my wisdom teeth pulled that bother me all the time. Like, I wouldn't be afraid to have a child because of the experience. Like, I'm afraid to even stand in a hospital, y'all. I shake. I fear for my future if I ever need surgery again or something happens, God forbid, because I like, literally my heart goes into like hyper if I ever need surgery again or something happens, God forbid, because I like, literally my heart goes into like hypertension. It's scary, but you know what just made me feel better is realizing that the reason why that happened is because I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my intuition. Granted, I didn't really have a choice when I was that old. I was only 16 and you're a minor, and your parents get to decide for you in cases like that, I think. But yeah, I'm terrified and I can't help it. Logically, mentally, I'm a warrior, so I'm strong enough for it mentally. But I can't, I literally, when you're traumatized, y'all, like to what I'm talking about, it's like you can't help it it's like that's PTSD, severe. You'll notice like people that have been through things, like can't be around, like certain dogs can't be around men, or certain, how they, like women that wear glasses or whatever, like people or animals, everybody. If something has happened to your nervous system, it leaves an imprint. No matter how old you are, even if in your infancy, and it gets stored. And if you never get to that wound, the longer you're taking years off your life. If you keep, it's gonna come up in destructive, impulsive energy, in rebellious energy, to the point where you can destroy your whole life, like literally. That's how serious it is. It creates inflammation in the body. It creates autoimmune issues. It creates health issues that show up, heart issues. So you have to find a way to face your biggest fears. And most people's biggest fears are some kind of risk of death or emotions, something that is emotionally related. Okay? For real. Like, literally, some people would rather, like, drink themselves into a fucking grave than face what happened to them in their childhood with their uncle. Like, I'm serious. And it's some real shit. Like, and all of a sudden, you wake up and your whole life is gone. And you're with the wrong people and you have no love around you. It's serious. It's a fucking emergency, y'all. It's like, I need you to hear this message. Turning inward is absolutely... the best thing you could do as fast as you can. Like, as fast as you can start that. The process isn't fast. You cannot rush it. But as fast as you can start that shit, the better. The quicker you can get to your happier life. And actually feel that way. People that are so miserable and jaded don't think it's possible for them to feel that way, but I promise you it is, unless you're a psychopath and you don't have those components or those wires. I promise you, you can. It's a choice. It's a choice to be courageous enough to look at a picture of your little self and close your eyes and go back to the first memory you can think of and sit next to little you and observe yourself. It's an experience. It's a time travel machine. It's scary. It's a scary experience. It's like Ebenezer Scrooge. Okay? That movie. It's one of the most, it's not that significant of a movie, but it is, if you pay attention, because that's what facing your inner child is. It's a perfect rendition. So if you want to watch a Christmas movie this year by yourself in a different way, watch that movie, Scrooge or whatever. I don't know what it's called, y'all. Ghosts of Christmas Past, or it's something like this, okay? And thank you guys. I haven't been reading what you've been saying. And near pools and lakes, and my cousin drowned when I was 5. Yeah, that shit is serious. Like, if you got attacked by a dog or whatever, dude, it's okay if you don't want to pet dogs, but you know what? Let's face that trauma, though, so that maybe you're not going to be prejudiced against all dogs for the rest of your life, y'all. And so that you can actually open yourself up to love from dogs again. You know, stuff like that. Like, it seems so trivial. It seems like, unless you've been through a trauma, you don't understand, and you really shouldn't talk about it. You can't compare traumas. Trauma is trauma, okay? Period. A lot of people use the method of like, oh, it wasn't that bad. I mean, you know, I can't complain. I had what I needed when I was a kid. No, you didn't. You were emotionally starved, for instance. Or, yeah, but my parents, you know, they made sure I had food. I lived in decent houses. No, bitch, you were starved emotionally. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what things you had. You never got seen, or you never, you know, stuff like this. You never were allowed to have emotions. I mean, you're a wreck. Look at how your life has gone because of it. It's a serious deal. You deserve acknowledgement and validation, and you deserve a good cry. And it's okay. Stuff like this is important, you guys. And the number 1 is here. Cuz it's it's the foundation. You, yourself, and I. You have control over your life. You are the author. Period. Okay? Don't let a lack of courage in self or your anger run your life. Fix it. Believe that you can, even though you think you can't. Do it anyway. Because that's what Frida did, and that's what I did. And so many good blessings have come out of it, y'all. That things that I hope others get to experience. Things that I know I am so unique to be able to experience and like blessed, because not everybody gets to. But I've earned it. I've earned it. And you can too. And when you're your best self, you inspire so many people. So many people are touched by your energy. You don't understand how powerful energy is, y'all. Like, and the ones that do know. You guys know. You know. And that's how you found me, y'all. And that's how I found you. And that's so beautiful. Now I have all these friends here. And, like, I wouldn't have had my people. I would have been, like, just broken and weak and just, in a bad place. Giving up on myself. By myself. And no, that isn't an option. That's not the only option. Why would I choose that? And yes, I have a choice, regardless of how hurt I am. I still have a choice. It's my choice. It's your choice. Okay? A dog when I was little? Oh, wow. Maybe I was intuiting that. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about, you guys. Never judge people. Never be jealous of what somebody has that maybe you don't. Never be prejudiced. You don't know the battles that people have been through. You don't know how well that they can wear their energy. It might seem like they have a soft life, and maybe they do, because you have no idea what they've been through in this life or past lives to earn that. They deserve that. Let them have that. Don't be jealous of the movie stars and the Paris Hiltons of the world. They earned that. And that's between them and God. Okay? In this life, they got to be born into a celebrity family. Okay. There's downfalls with that too. Don't be jealous of what others have that you don't. Focus on you and connect to source. That's all that matters. Because when you do that, you connect with the world. And you connect with humanity. And you connect with your feelings in a positive way. It's not going to be anger. It's going to be like you can breathe. So, she expressed herself and her pain painting murals. This person got into an accident, and she had prior no plans to become an artist, but she was hospitalized for months. Very, very similar story to mine. Okay? Very. At 9 through 18 years old, all on and off, physical therapy, surgery, back braces that I didn't fucking want to wear to school. Because what the hell? What kind of kid wants to wear a back brace to school, y'all? It's why I wore hoodies so many times throughout my life. But nobody knew that. They just think I'm the girl that likes to wear hoodies. Like, yeah. It's also because I'm not comfortable with being sensualized. It's a lot of things. So don't judge it, though. But somebody might think, like, I just don't care about the way I look or something. I don't know what people might think. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. People need to stop judging because they don't understand what people have been through. They just don't. But it was like a back brace that it was like hard plastic, and it came with very sticky Velcro that I had to pull tight like a corset and keep it in place as an external back brace to keep my posture a certain way, because as I mentioned, the disc was slipping and causing a pelvic tilt. You know how like there's a curve in your back, y'all? Mine was starting to push my like stomach forward a bit and like curve too much. And it was hurting, and it also made me look bloated, which I wasn't at a certain point. And it was slipping and rubbing against the nerves. And, you know, if it slips too far, you can lose mobility. Yeah, nerve damage, basically. So, yeah. So basically, like, you know, I would cover this brace by wearing big hoodies and stuff. And I was small, so, like, it wasn't like I looked fat. It just looked like I was, like, why are you wearing a hoodie and it's, like, 78 degrees out? I don't know. I just feel comfortable. Like, I don't know. I just like to be in big clothes or pajamas. Like, I didn't know what to say because I was a kid, y'all. It's embarrassing. Like, when you're so insecure when you're young. But it didn't matter. That's why I like to be alone. I just hated the whole thing about having to, like, express myself, especially if it made me feel, like, embarrassed or, like, it could be a thing that, you know, because, you know, people focus on things that they don't understand or that are different, and then they point a light at it for attention, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I was truant a lot in school. I really leaned into music, and I guess I'm sharing this with you because it's so important. Like I was raised to never ever be unkind to somebody different. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, there was kids that were so mean to this girl that only wore like 2 different or 3 different outfits. The jeans were always the same pair of jeans, and it's like, you don't know, she could be going in between foster homes. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, this kid, oh my god, y'all, the things that they were like teasing her so bad that they stole her like diary, and they knew that she liked this kid that ended up being the very one to steal her diary and start reading it in front of class. And I was the one. And I'm one that doesn't like to deal with having the spotlight on me or being the opposition potentially that might cause me drama. But that was it for me, y'all. I got up and I snatched that shit out of him. His name was Buster. His name was Ross. but people called him Buster. And he was being mean to her and getting the whole classroom to get involved because the teacher was away for a second. And I